All right, I am here at this brand new, just finished strip mall in Morristown, New Jersey, and they've installed a ton of these Chargepoint chargers, but I want to explain why I don't think this is adequate and how I think this is already kind of doomed to fail before it even begins. So stick with me and let's drive.
That's right.
All right, so around this parking lot, I have now found around a dozen or so of these Chargepoint chargers, and these are the 6.3 kilowatt ones, so they're 32 amp, and these appear to be the, let's see, like the model number. I think this was the, I don't remember. But these come actually in two options. This one is a 6-foot high one. They also come in an 8-foot one. And you have different options in the charging cables. So as far as the units go, they're actually really nice ones from Chargepoint. The handles in here lock until you pay. And they're pretty well made. But these are AC charging ones. So level 2 chargers, not DC fast chargers. So at 6.3 kilowatts, and that's shared between the two. So if there's two cars here in this space, it'll actually be split down to about 3.3 or less kilowatts, which is very slow. And let's see, oh, they're still free. Okay, on the app it was saying that they were 35 cents per kilowatt hour, which is pretty expensive. That's like the same price as EA chargers on the member rate, and a little bit less than what you will find at most Tesla chargers. But for free, that's not bad. That's probably just while they're new here. But here is my problem with these. You're at the strip mall here, and let's see, it even says that there's a 2-hour charging limit. I don't really know what you're meant to do here for more than about 30 minutes. It is a bunch of clothing stores, eyeglass store, spa, I guess, and kind of light clothing, or not light clothing, but like clothing and food shopping. There's a Taco Bell too. I don't understand how you would ever be here more than about 30 minutes, in which case these are way too low powered to actually help with anything. So in 30 minutes, or let's say even an hour, let's say you're here for an hour, at 6.3 kilowatts, you're at most going to get probably around 20 miles of range on most cars. And if there's two cars here, that's going to be half. So you're going to get about 10 miles. That's for sitting here for an entire hour. What is the point of that? Even if you're here somehow for 2 hours, which I don't know what you would possibly do for 2 hours here, you'll be getting maybe 20 miles at the most. So, 40 miles at the absolute most, like the all best case conditions. So this is really not going to be a viable option for getting much of a real deep charge or anything. Really more just meant, I guess, to like top you up while you are here. Now, it's great that they added this, because back here at the ShopRite is where the only other EV charger I knew of was, and it was a Tesla destination one, and they've been broken just constantly. See some of my other videos from me complaining about that. So don't get me wrong, I'm very happy that they've put these in. I would never fight against the installation of more chargers, especially level 2 ones around here for shopping and stuff. But I just really kind of don't see the point of these. I think probably would have been better off putting in some like lower powered DC fast charging ones, like a 50 kilowatt or even 75 one, where you could, in that hour that you're going to spend, get something more like a 60, maybe even up to like 80% charge, which would be much more useful for people. And so part of the issue here is they have also been building a ton of, you can see all the way back there, apartment buildings too. And there's no charging available for the people that live there. And so, for a lot of people that own EVs now, like myself included, you can just charge at home or at work. But there are a lot of people where that is not an option for, if you're in like a apartment building or townhouses or something where you are not in charge of what you can install there. So this might actually be, where a lot of people come to charge, which I don't see how it's going to work. So we've got, 4 spots here, and then down there, there's 2 more down there. We'll go do a little lap in a second, but I think there's about a dozen here. These are going to get filled up super fast when some of these stores actually fill in. and you're going to be splitting power all the time, and it's just not going to be enough to actually charge. So I really don't see the point of these like low-powered AC chargers at a like strip mall or fast food environment like this, where I think they make a lot more sense is at something like a mall, office buildings for sure, even like residential complexes where you might be sitting, for several hours where you can get a charge. Not something where you're only going to be here for about 30 minutes to an hour. I could see these, also making sense in an airport. They've got a ton of these exact same units at Newark Airport now in the new Terminal A parking lot. That's great. Like in that case, it's not optimal either because a lot of times you're sitting there for several days and you don't need this much power. I think like a 110 might actually make sense there, but still makes a little bit more sense than like something here where you're really only going to get a very small charge. So I do love that in New Jersey, there are a lot of incentives to put these in, and they're actually being required in the creation of a lot of these larger shopping complexes and residential complexes now. So you see a lot more of these popping up, which is great. And I actually love these Chargepoint units. Chargepoint is fantastic. They produce some really high quality, durable stuff. These are very rarely ever offline. They're always getting like full power. And it's super easy to use with the app. Like I can just scan my phone on there and it'll automatically go right into my account and unlock it and everything. And if I don't want to do that, I can also just tap credit card on there. So it's absolutely fantastic for that. And I love the units, but I just don't really agree with the installation choice that they've done here. Wish that there would be more, and I think they need to be higher powered. All right, well, let's go check out just a couple of the other ones here and see if there's anything different to note. But I think that's basically it. All right, yeah, so just did some calculations, and for most battery electric vehicles, they are going to be in the range of about 80 to 100 kilowatt hours of capacity in the battery. So like our Tesla Model Y long range is just under 100 kilowatt hours. So on a charger like this, you're talking about 12 to 30 hours to fully charge the car, depending on if you're splitting it or not and how big the battery is. So something like a Rivian or a Hummer especially, you might be sitting here for several days to charge up. So I know that's not entirely what this is meant for, but just extreme example of how limited these are in terms of power and capability. So I think we need to make sure that we are blending a combination of DC fast charging and AC chargers. AC chargers for level 2 charging at places that you're going to be for a while. AC chargers, especially like level 2 ones where you're going to be someplace that you'll sit for a lot longer, definitely makes sense. But we need to ensure that we're also putting in enough DC fast charging ones for road trips and also, even off highways for when people just need a rapid charge so that we can get more throughput through them. So I would like to see more of those coming soon as well. All right, we've got another set here. Looks like the same thing, also free, but yeah, all 2-hour charging ones. And with these locations, I guarantee these spots are going to get iced all the time. But at least there's a bunch of the chargers and they're spread out across this entire strip mall parking lot. So it's not like you have to park on one side and walk all the way to the other. All right, let's see if we can find any more. We're up to 8 that I found so far. All right, so there's those 2, and then I see there's another 2 all the way back there as well. So number of them, I'll take it back a little bit. I think actually is probably good, but it's hard to say. Especially as more and more EVs get on the road. Like, is this actually going to be enough when, half or more of the cars out there are electric? And we got another pair up here. All right, I just want to check the pricing real quick. Let's do that. All right, so same here. Price. Oh, so this one is not free. This one is 35 cents. Okay, so that's what I thought I saw. Yeah, so that is odd that some of them are free and some are not. So you've got to kind of know and optimize for that before you start parking here. All right, well, I think we found pretty much all of the dozen or so that are here. Maybe they'll put a few more in soon. But yeah, just wanted to share that because I thought it was super interesting how they have been installing these, how many there are, but also the downsides of the relatively low power for it. So with that, I hope you thought it was interesting. If so, please do like and subscribe, and we'll see you out there on the road.